Hi guys, welcome to the Daily Neloo, a daily show to help you connect to your heart, live from inspiration, and choose love over fear. Today I'm here with Mahdis Rezaei, self-care coach. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. I love the flowers. I told her to be camera ready. Beautiful. And I don't know if you can see it, but her lipstick actually matches one of the floral, beautiful flowers in her dress, in her shirt. All right, so today we're going to talk about conscious decision making, like consciousness that you chose to wear that lipstick color to match that dress, like to that level of detail. So why don't you just explain for the audience, what is conscious decision making?
Sure, of course. Conscious decision making is when you use the information which is available to you, balance it and look at it from all different angles, and then see what are the pros, cons of it, and then make a decision.
What is the difference from conscious decision making or unconscious or subconscious or default decision making?
Yeah, sure. So an example of making a decision, as you mentioned, conscious decision is that for me to wear this shirt and have a pink lipstick, that's a conscious choice, and I wish I made it. But an example of not conscious is, for example, when we buy the same product that our parents use, or like my mom used this I don't know, like washing dishes soap or something, and I purchased the same thing
because it's familiar,
because it's coming, like I've seen it so many times that I'm just following that path.
Right. And so at what point in your life did you really kind of make this a way of living, to live from conscious decisions?
Well, the first time it started back when I left Iran and I started living in India, it was really different because I used to really dress up differently, and then now I'm in a country that everyone is really free and women walk the way they want or do whatever they want, and I had this conflict of what is gonna happen now that I want to be like them, but I have to cover up myself as a religious person.
Because you were born and raised Muslim.
Yeah.
And then you were a devout Muslim.
Yeah. So that's when this idea came up, like, what? How can the fear of just like what can you do about this? And my decision was like, okay, let's just go through what is available. What does this religion mean? What is the truth? And read it and do research in a different with different frame, with different eyes,
different lens.
With different lens. Yeah. And that was the very first time that I made a really conscious choice of, is this good for me? And if it is not, how can I tweak it? How can I make it work for me?
And so how did that feel the first time, to do something like that?
Well, it was really empowering because I never thought about a simple sense of what if. Everything was like, this is what was given to me and I was just following it. And all of a sudden felt like, oh, I've got so many, like I've got such a profound and strong tool that I'm like, oh, what if I can change? What if I can make a decision? And it opened the door to many few, like now of course, many opportunities.
Right.
Yeah.
And was it something that you read in a book, or is it something you kind of developed on your own?
It just happened, for this particular case happened that I was in pain. I was really in pain, and instead of running away from it, I decided to sit with it and understand where the pain is at. Yeah. I leaned towards the pain and just try to understand, what is it, where is it, and how is it was harming me.
So Mahdis, if you had to give someone brand new to conscious decision making some tips on how to incorporate them in your life, what are some of those tips?
I would say that be honest with yourself and examine your choice making, decision making process by asking questions such as, why am I making this decision? Why is this choice important for me? And understand what are the pros and cons of making that choice. And also just simply ask yourself that, am I getting influenced? Am I influenced by some external factors?
Right, like the example you gave about the dish soap.
Yes.
Like, okay.
Yeah, is it like, am I buying this dish soap only because I like the quality, or just because I've seen my mom purchasing it so many times? And the number two is that make the decision with your heart and feel what is right for you. Almost every time that you make a decision based on a fear, that decision is not going to be right.
So making decisions from your heart is one of the biggest pillars of Peace Unleashed, right? And once you start doing it, it becomes second nature because it's your natural kind of way of living. But most people, most of the world makes decisions from their mind, and that's how we've been taught since we were young. So how do you know if you're making a decision from your heart versus your mind, or versus fear?
Yeah, so I mean, it's just literally closing your eyes and seeing if it is right. But rather than that, is giving an example in my life. In 2014, I finally decided to allow myself to express or understand what are my desires, and that was like, I knew that I always had some interest towards women, but I never could really even unlock that part of my brain until through the meditation and of course other practices I was doing. I finally just sat with it and just tried to understand what is here, and allowing that talk to me, that which helped me to get back to one of the crush of my life back then from school, and ask her to just meet with me. But making decision from your heart is, for a second, maybe just shut down the brain and then go to your heart and understand that is this right for me? And
you do that with a great tool is meditation, or just stillness, and kind of getting present. So let's talk about what you just said. Sure. I don't know if you guys caught it. So you grew up in Iran. You raised Muslim, and in 2014, you gave yourself the permission to really allow yourself to have your desires.
Yes.
And one of those desires was that you noticed you have an interest more in women than men.
Correct.
Up to that point, you were straight,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Straight. So what did that feel like? Was that scary? Like, did you have shame? Like, did you deny it for some time? Or was it like, oh, I like women, yeah, let me call her?
Well, all of that. So I would say that it was all of that. And it was scary to just even think about that I might be interested in dating a woman. And also what am I going to tell to all my friends, to my family? My sisters always have seen me with men, and what am I going to even say to my ex-boyfriends if I ever meet them? All that, so like conversations were in my mind. But more than that was just like, it was joy. There was so much joy in it to just think about I have more interest and towards women, and that was also a decision, of course. And I always say that this is a choice. I've been with men, and I've been with women, and this is my very conscious choice to decide to be with women because that's
regardless of all the difficulty that comes with that.
Correct.
Coming from a conservative Muslim family.
Yes, absolutely. It's just that because I feel like once you exercise the muscle in your brain, and once that lamp is on, it's just like you want to make it higher.
And it's hard to turn it off, right?
Exactly.
It's like once you kind of take off the blinders, it's hard to go back to that.
Yeah, and it's just more like you get addicted. You want to say, oh, what else is coming? What is next? What can I just go inside and rewire?
Vipassana meditation, which I just finished a 10-day course, is all about that, feeling for sensations and just not responding, just really feeling for them, and not trying to put interpretations to them, but just like really getting to the point where we can actually be so present, so aware that we understand the slightest sensation, that like might be like on my cheek, because when we're not present, we miss all of those.
100%.
All those signs. Okay, so that's 2. What's number 3?
Number 3 is that do not live in other people's myths, and live in your own myth.
I love that one.
Yeah.
The other words, like, don't accept other people's stories for you. Create your own story.
Create your own story. We all are a director, actor, producer, and
of our own lives.
Yes, absolutely. And this is something that I didn't know years ago, and I have that. And one of the reasons why I am in middle of transitioning from IT to becoming more full-time self-care coach is that now I have that tools to allow people and to share with other people that everything is inside you. To your point, once you're present, once you sit with what you feel or what is in your mind, what is in your body, what is in your heart, it's just all the resources are inside us, and I want to share that with other people and share my stories, of course. As an example.
So you're in this transition right now. You were a technical project manager. You still are.
Yes.
But you have also been coaching for some
Correct.
time and you're building up that practice.
Mhm.
So if someone wants to get in touch with you, if they've like this interview really connected with them, like how can they find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and my website is mahdisrezaei.com.
Don't worry, I will put it at the bottom. I know that's kind of
Yeah.
So mahdisrezaei.com.
Yes.
And your tag on Instagram?
It's Mahdis Rezaei Coaching.
Coaching, got it.
Mhm.
And so when are we going to see you on the TED stage? I mean, you have a
I
fascinating
know.
life story.
Yeah. I mean, as I mentioned to you, I have the first draft version of my speech ready, and I'm hoping in a month, 2 months, 3 months, I get my application and get approval. I cannot wait. There's a lot that I want to share.
I cannot wait
Thank
to
you.
be in that audience
Yes,
and hear it.
I'm very, very excited for it.
Thank you for being here. Thank
so
you
much
for
having me.
sharing so openly.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I believe that all of us are naturally resourceful and creative.
Yes.
And I really strongly believe that we all are here, and whatever which is inside us, even if the fear, it has a positive intention. We just need to sit with it. And that is the reason I'm here, and that's what I want to share with the world.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Please be sure to follow on LinkedIn, #TheDailyNeloo. And if it really resonated, share it with your friends on your social media. I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.